When you woke up this morning and saw a winter wonderland outside your door, you probably reached for the shovel with no hesitation. But as we have reported on before, shoveling snow in the cold temperatures can lead to dangerous heart issues. The American Heart Association estimates that hundreds of people die in the United States each year during or after snow removal. Allegheny Health Network's Department Chair of Cardiology, Akshay Khandelwal, is joining me now with some tips to keep things in mind as we head out and about, maybe shoveling the front walk or even our driveway. Thank you for being here, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so, shoveling, it mostly involves isometric or static exertion. So can you explain what that means, how that works with our body for folks that don't know?
Yeah, so number one, it's a lot of strength or strength training or weightlifting involved. You'd be surprised how heavy that can be and the strain and the load that can be on your body. And secondly, you're not moving a whole lot, which means that your blood is sort of pooled in your lower extremities and it doesn't recirculate throughout your body. So that can add an extra tax onto your heart during cold conditions.
And how does that, maybe mix with the cold weather while you're doing that? Does that put extra stress on your heart or something?
Yeah, I think when I talk to my cardiac patients about wintry weather, I tell them three things. First of all, snow is heavier than you think. I mean, it looks light and fluffy and maybe fun, but that can easily fool you for all of those for those of you that are used to kind of shoveling snow or removing snow. And if you were out today, like my kids were, it's wet and it can be icy, and that can add extra weight. So it's a good workout. And that's the second part. It's a lot more work than you think. I mean, when you're in the cold and there's a little bit of a breeze, you may not feel like you're exerting yourself. But again, those of us that have been out in the cold exerting ourselves, we'll take off our jackets and notice we're drenched with perspiration. So your body's really working on it. And third, the cold is especially hard on your heart. It constricts blood vessels, which make it harder for your heart to pump against. Your heart rate is increased. 2 minutes of snow shoveling for you is actually like a 10-minute stress test for your heart. And there's an increased chance of a heart attack or arrhythmia. So between it being heavier, more work, and harder on your heart than you realize, you have to take a lot of care.
And before people hire maybe some help before they, end this broadcast, I'm wondering who's most at risk, because I think age group, pre-existing conditions, maybe current conditions, how do you weigh all of that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you have a heart condition or significant risk factors for cardiac condition, you should not be shoveling snow unless you've discussed this specifically with your doctor before. If you're not used to cardiovascular activity, if you normally work at a desk, don't get a lot of exercise or activity during the year, and decide that because it's snowy, you're going to go out and shovel your driveway, that's probably not the right thing either. Again, it's very intense work, very similar to intensive strength training or weightlifting. And that's where I would usually direct people to go to a snow removal service or get a snow blower, perhaps.
Yeah, any tips to lower heart risks while shoveling? Maybe warm up ahead of time if you're going to shovel?
Yeah, I certainly think some, warming up ahead of time, stretching it out, stretching in between shoveling while taking some breaks is important. Keeping yourself well hydrated is important. I think my earlier advice about maybe getting a snow removal service shouldn't go unheeded. And even though a snow blower can be a lot less work, it's not zero risk. There is still some risk just with the exposure to cold. So I think even if you have an electric or gas-powered snow blower, still take precautions.
Okay, definitely good advice from the doctor. Make sure you're paying attention to how you feel maybe too at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, doctor, thank you so much for joining us right here at 5. Great advice as we get ready for, I guess, lots of snow and very cold temperatures.